In Job chapter 10, Job continues his lamentation, expressing his deep anguish and despair over his suffering. He cries out to God, pleading for an explanation for his afflictions and questioning why he has been subjected to such intense pain. Job feels abandoned by God, accusing him of persecuting him unjustly and showing no mercy or compassion. He longs for relief from his suffering and begs God to acknowledge his innocence and righteousness. Despite his overwhelming despair, Job maintains his faith in God's justice and righteousness. He expresses confidence in God's ability to discern the truth and calls upon him to vindicate him in the face of his accusers. Job appeals to God as his creator, reminding him of the care and attention he lavished upon him from the moment of his conception. He questions why God would create him only to subject him to such intense suffering and pleads for an end to his torment. Job's lamentation in chapter 10 reflects the depth of his despair and the intensity of his suffering as he grapples with profound questions about the nature of God's justice and the reasons for human suffering. Despite his anguish, Job maintains his faith in God's righteousness and sovereignty, trusting that he will ultimately vindicate him and bring an end to his suffering. Let's now read Job chapter 10. My soul is weary of my life. I will leave my complaint upon myself, I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. I will say unto God, do not condemn me, show me wherefore thou contendest with me. Is it good unto thee that thou shouldest oppress, that thou shouldest despise the work of thine hands, and shine upon the counsel of the wicked? Hast thou eyes of flesh? Or seest thou as man seeth? Are thy days as the days of man? Are thy years as man's days? That thou inquirest after mine iniquity, and searchest after my sin? Thou knowest that I am not wicked, and there is none that can deliver out of thine hand. Thine hands have made me and fashioned me together round about, yet thou dost destroy me. Remember, I beseech thee, that thou hast made me as the clay, and wilt thou bring me into dust again? Hast thou not poured me out as milk, and curdled me like cheese? Thou hast clothed me with skin and flesh, and hast fenced me with bones and sinews. Thou hast granted me life and favor, and thy visitation hath preserved my spirit. And these things hast thou hid in thine heart, I know that this is with thee. If I sin, then thou markest me, and thou wilt not acquit me from mine iniquity. If I be wicked, woe unto me, and if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head. I am full of confusion, therefore see thou mine affliction. For it increaseth. Thou huntest me as a fierce lion, and again thou showest thyself marvelous upon me. Thou renewest thy witnesses against me, and increasest thine indignation upon me, changes and war are against me. Wherefore then hast thou brought me forth out of the womb? Oh, that I had given up the ghost, and no eye had seen me. I should have been as though I had not been. I should have been carried from the womb to the grave. Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. A land of darkness, as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death, without any order, and where the light is as darkness. This ends our reading of Job chapter 10.